guys, welcome to another episode of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. My name is Nick.
I'm Ian.
And this week we're going to be talking about, what are we talking about, Ian?
The Black Friday releases.
Yeah, Record Store Day Black Friday is coming up. And I'm actually kind of excited about it. A little more excited about it than I was for the third Record Store Day drop in October.
And I'm completely unimpressed.
So as you guys know, Record Store Day was definitely done differently this year. It's typically in April. I feel like a broken record. I've talked about it so many times on here. It's normally the third Saturday in April. Because of the pandemic and everything, it got broken up into August, September, and October. Ian and I went to the August date.
And there was a lot of good stuff that day.
Yeah, there was. I'll drop a link up above if you want to check that video, or we talk about what went on that day. But then because of Ian's work schedule, I went alone for both September and October. And, the process overall was different, and I think they're going to carry that into Black Friday also. So they're
going to have to.
So Ian, of course, is working. So once again, I'll be flying solo, and so I'll be camping out by myself. I don't know. I've got the day off, so I'm sure I'll probably get out there 11 and 12, somewhere around there. Because there are a couple of titles that are going to be super limited that I'm really interested in grabbing. So when the list first came out, I was kind of along the same lines as Ian. I really wasn't all that impressed about it. And I think the more I kind of dug into it, I think originally, I'm old. I got to look at my list here.
He is old.
Originally, I think there was only 2 or 3 things I was really interested in grabbing. And 2 of those were supposed to come out in October for the last Record Store Day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the My Chemical Romance, Life on the Murder Scene was supposed to come out in October, and so was the Let It Bleed by Rolling Stones, the limited edition. Mm-hmm. But those are 2 albums. I've been a My Chemical Romance fan for, I don't know, 15 years or so. Life on the Murder Scene is a great album. It's a live album, and it's one I thought it was on vinyl before, so I don't know if this is, but I guess I really haven't seen it though, so maybe it's not. This might be the first time it's released. But it's an exclusive Record Store Day release. If you don't know, there's different categories the albums fall into. Mm-hmm. There's exclusive releases that are only going to be released on those days. There's first releases, which may get another release down the line. And then there's limited releases that are only going to be released in less than 1,000 copies. But this is an exclusive release. There's going to be 7,500 of them. So it's not going to be super limited. I should be able to pick up.
Yeah, I can't see you having any trouble.
Yeah. Especially if I get there early enough. I plan on being there pretty early because I would love to grab this Let It Bleed. I do have an older pressing of it, but this is going to be super limited. There's only 900 of these things, and they're all hand pressed, multicolored. It's going to be it's supposed to be pretty nice packaging. It's going to run about $100 or so.
Yeah, I like the Stones a lot, but I'm not into them enough to be like collectible Stones.
Yeah. It's a fantastic
album. I would like to have their entire catalog, but I'm not, hand pressed doesn't.
Yeah.
I can see for the collectability of it, but
yeah, absolutely. But Let It Bleed is probably one of my favorite Rolling Stones albums on it. So it's one that I was definitely interested in grabbing. Another one, there's also some other ones that I saw on the list. I'm not a huge fan of. Buck Cherry's self-titled album is going to be released. This is going to be a first release. This is going to be 1,500 of them, so it's not going to be super.
Right. And there's a likelihood that sometime early next year it'll be released.
Possibly, yeah.
Mass released anyway.
Yeah. So there's not going to be a huge amount of these. Personally, I'm not a big Buck Cherry fan. I know I have seen some people talking online about being really interested in grabbing that album.
It's something. I honestly can't think of any Buck Cherry songs off the top of my head.
If you know any Buck Cherry songs, they're off of that album, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Another album that I've kind of gone back and forth on, being a kind of a big jazz fan, is Jazz Sabbath. So this is a bunch of different artists that are taking Black Sabbath songs
and jazzing them up,
doing them jazz style, which Richard Cheese has had a great career doing a similar thing.
Yeah. Well, it depends too, because what he did is like trashy lounge jazz version of songs, whereas This, I get the impression that it might be like legitimate, like improvisational type jazz.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
No, I
It's
haven't
not
heard
something
any.
I would buy, but it's something I would love to listen to at least once.
Yeah.
Just to,
It is going to be an exclusive release. It is a album and DVD combo. So it must have been a show that they had done.
either that or it's just the DVD audio, which is like 5.1 surround.
Oh, I don't know. There's going to be 1,500 of these released. Like I said, I kind of gone back and forth. Depending on the price, maybe. I might pick it up, but I don't know. It'd have to be less than $30, and I kind of I kind of doubt it's going to be that.
Yeah, that's an exclusive, so you may not be able to find it on streaming down the road, but I'm sure, if it's something, depending on how well it sells, you might be able to find it on Discogs down the road, or a CD version of it or something cheap.
Yeah. Another one that I was really kind of, I guess, maybe not so interested when I first came out, but once I started looking into the list a little bit more, Sap by Alice in Chains, which is a really great EP that they released. This is going to be an exclusive release. There's going to be 8,500 of them released, though, so it might be a little bit harder to find maybe some other ones. I don't know. It really depends on the year, too, because I know last year for Black Friday, the Pearl Jam Unplugged, I think they pressed 12 or 15,000 copies of that, and it actually went pretty quick.
Yeah.
And so it really depends. Sap is a really great album. It's got a bunch of really great classic Alice in Chains songs on it. So if I'm there, I'll probably pick that one up.
And it's just an EP. I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't remember that one, but I wouldn't mind having it because I love Alice in Chains, and I would like to have all their whole catalog. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's also a couple of, I'm not a huge fan of 45s.
Yeah, I've slowly been getting into them lately.
I guess I'm just kind of lazy because
Right.
I don't like having to get up and change, after every song or every other song.
For me, it's really just kind of like a lot of times. Well, the ones that I have are primarily like if you watch my solo video, I've got like the James Bond.
Yeah.
So I mean, just one song. I don't need to buy. I honestly don't even know if it's on any Duran Duran studio albums. It might be, but I don't want to have to buy a whole studio album just for the one song.
Yeah.
Same with Touch of Grey, which is another Grateful Dead one that I have, and then a couple of the Tull ones I have are for songs that are specifically not on any other vinyls.
Yeah.
So there's benefits to it.
Well, there's definitely two that I'd love to grab.
And there's one on there that I wouldn't mind having.
So Chris Cornell did a version of Patience, and it's, from what I understand, a fantastic version of it. I don't think I think I have actually seen a video on YouTube of it.
I haven't heard it, but it's Chris Cornell. I mean,
So
I can't imagine it sucking.
yeah, I don't know if there's anything else on it. I don't know if there's a B-side to it, but that's one that for sure I'd like to grab. And then David Gilmour, his wife released a book earlier this year. So he did this. He did a song. Yes, I Have Ghosts is the name of the song, but that's gonna be released as a 45 also. So definitely those two. Both of them are gonna be. I'm sorry, the David Gilmour is an exclusive. There's gonna be 5,000 copies of that. But the Chris Cornell's first release, there's gonna be 6,000. So it may get another pressing down the line, depending on how it sells.
And I'll pick it up if they have 6,000 copies. I'll be able to go in there. Probably the middle of December to probably still have a couple copies.
I don't know about that. It's a lot.
6,000. I mean, that's
if there's more than 10,000 copies of it, I might agree. But
perhaps it is Chris Cornell after all. That's hard to say.
I'm sure. At least Dearborn will probably be sold out of those at some point during that week.
Probably.
Another album that I was kind of interested in grabbing is the Kids See Ghosts. It's it's a first release. There's 4,000 of them. Ian is not familiar with it at all.
Not at all.
Because it's rap. Ian is not a rap fan, but
not really. I know.
This is a collaboration between Kanye West and Kid Cudi. It is a fantastic album. So I'm depending on the price, it's one I'll pick up, especially with how fast those rap albums really rise in price. But it's one of those that it really depends on the price, because I'm not going to pay $40 or $45 for it, which might be up in that range. But another one that is on the list, and I don't know how many times in the last year this has been repressed, but it's Ace of Spades by Motorhead. This is going to be an exclusive release. There's 2,500 of them that are going to be pressed. I know that there was a reissue that was just done not too long
It was
ago.
in one of the other Black Fridays. So there's record store days. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think it was the September one. Ace of Spades was re-released in a special edition. I don't know if it was a picture disc
It might have been.
or whatever, but it was a limited edition, and it was in. We're talking September, and now they've got another one, and the difference is this has a Christmas cover,
Yeah.
with the band dressed as Santa. I guess if it was a band that I liked, I don't get me wrong, I like Motorhead a lot.
I like that song, but
Right, I like Motorhead. I like a lot of their songs, and Lemmy's a legend, but I don't get that. To me, that's like double dipping.
you're just milking the cow.
Yeah,
there.
I mean,
It's,
I don't need to see Lemmy in a Santa suit.
Yeah.
I just don't need that. I'll have the album, thank you, but I don't need all that other stuff. So.
Another one that has been reissued in the last couple of years. I don't think it might have been 2016 maybe, but the Great Radio Controversy by Tesla came out in what
86? I thought it was earlier than that.
I think it was like late 80s.
We'll look it up, but it was mid to late 80s.
I'll probably put the correct date right below us right here.
Right.
But it's an album that it was probably one of the first ones I saw on the list that I knew I wanted. This is going to be a limited edition. There's only going to be 1,000 of these pressed. And
it is an album I want. I'm okay with getting a used copy off Discogs or something.
Yeah, I mean, you can pick up whatever the most recent pressing of it. You can get for $20-25 off of Discogs. Yeah. So I'm sure this is going to be a pretty. I don't expect this being more than $30.
Oh,
but it's record store day, so you never know what the price is really going to be. But it's one that I'll probably pick up for sure.
Yeah.
The next one, I'm not a huge U2 fan. But they are releasing the 40th anniversary of Boy. It's going to be a first release. There's going to be 10,000 of them. This is definitely going to get another pressing down the line.
Yep. And I'm just going to wait for that because I do want it.
It is a great album, but
yeah.
I've probably spent way too much money the last couple of months on record store day releases. This is one that I will kind of probably pass up and wait till.
Just because it is a first release.
Yeah. So because of the popularity, you have U2. I can almost guarantee that it's going to get another
and not only that, it's also one that there's multiple vinyl pressings of it going back in the past.
Absolutely.
So, worst case scenario, there are other pressings you can get cheaper,
Yeah.
So
last two I had on my list. I don't know what Ian has on his list.
I did 0.
If you guys know anything about
Big old
Ian,
0.
Ian doesn't come with notes.
I am a free flow kind of guy. I'm just like go with the flow and let it ride.
But the last two I had were both very interesting, and I don't think I really realized that either one of these were on the list until when I looked at it a couple of days ago.
I didn't, and I'm looking at it, and if I was going to be there, I would consider picking both of these up. Well, one for sure.
So the first one, it's a picture disc, which I'm not a big fan of picture discs.
I'm not either, but
I do have enough of them in my catalog here though. But it's a 10-inch. It's a first release. There's gonna be 1,000 of them released. It's various artists. It is Fraggle Rock. Rock on.
That's the one. That's the one. I grew up with Fraggle Rock.
I was a huge fan of Fraggle Rock growing up. I'm a kid of the 80s.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you are too. So it's just it's one of those nostalgia pieces that I would love to have my hands on.
Hey, if you haven't heard the theme song to Fraggle Rock ever, go on YouTube and watch it, and it'll tell you everything you need to know about how awesome that show was. It will. Trust me. I've watched it recently as an adult. It still holds up.
The other one is a really interesting soundtrack, and it is Silent Night, Deadly Night,
which is a slasher film from the 80s.
Yes.
It was a holiday-themed one. It was kind of running off of the Halloween bandwagon.
Yeah.
After Halloween
it's
came
one of those
out.
cult horror movies from the 80s.
I don't think. I mean, I would maybe get it just for nostalgia because I'm a big horror fan.
Yeah.
Check out my horror YouTube channel. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk.
We'll plug it later. We'll put it in the description. But anyway, for that purpose, I might consider it. But I would need to watch the movie again and listen to the music to make sure if it's something I would listen to.
It is going to be an exclusive release. There's going to be 1,500 of them. So if you are a Silent Night, Deadly Night fan, the album cover looks pretty cool. But
Is it the same? I haven't looked. So is it the same as the movie
yeah,
where the Santa's hands
Yep.
coming out of the chimney with the axe?
yeah, I believe it is. So.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, both of those very interesting various artist releases.
Check out the Fraggle Rock opening song. It's fantastic. Just watch it. It's awesome.
Well, that's all we got for you this week, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Make sure you drop us a comment down below and let us know what you're looking for Record Store Day. And what else should they do, Ian?
They should give us a thumbs up
Well, they should give the episode a thumbs up.
for sure.
They should, what else?
Ring the notification dingy bell.
Yep. What else?
Should subscribe to the channel.
They should
Check out our Facebook group.
join the Vinyl Den Facebook group. I'll drop a link down below for that also.
Yeah,
Yep, right?
sure.
All right.
And you're gonna put a link in for my other show.
I'll put a link down below for Ian's other show.
If you like horror movies.
If you like horror movies, check his show out.
If you don't, I guess it won't matter.
Well, that's all we got for you. Until next time,
Talk to y'all later.
keep on spinning. Peace.